All right, shalom to the elect of the nation of Israel. This your brother Samat coming in the spirit, giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahawashi, and double honors to the elder and apostles of Great Millstone who do rule well. That's been out here laboring in this truth 30 plus years that paved the way for us younger brothers to come up. Okay, and shalom to all you like-minded brothers that's out there pushing this word in whole heart, truth, and in sincerity. And shalom to you Aquafium that's out there that's listening and learning. Okay. All right. Now I'm coming with a lesson I put together, basically just going into dealing with non-believers, so to say, or holding your peace when dealing with non-believers. And this is more on the lines of dealing with people that you see or deal with on a regular basis. So whether that is daily, weekly, whatever. So this is really aligned towards those that it may be a close friend that you had in the world. It can be a close coworker. It can be a family member, mother, father, brother, cousin, auntie, uncle, whomever. Okay, you have to understand that all goings are of the Lord. Okay, just because you receive the truth, just because you may have received this truth without any rejection, so to say, or you got it really easily. The first time you heard it, it clicked. Okay, that's just your lot. Okay, but you can't put your lot on everyone else. Some people, it takes them hearing the word a couple times for it to really register in their spirit. Okay, some people are, as the scriptures say, they're gonna wake up in the day of that power, man. Now, not saying that these people who choose not to hear these words, for months and years, that they're just gonna wake up and be granted the kingdom at the last minute. Hey, and at the end of the day, even if that happened, that's of the Lord. Okay, but just understand that there are different situations and spirits per person. Okay, everyone's coming into this truth is a little different. All right, and everyone's timing is a little different. All right, I've seen people who have not really adhered to this truth from face value of giving it, but then they've gone home and they've done their research. Maybe they've seen some prophecies a couple months later, or they just had to hear it once or twice or 3 or 4 times, and then next thing you know, they got it. Right now, I'm gonna start here in Luke chapter 8, and this is going into the parable of the seeds. All right, I'll start at 11. Then the parable is this: the seed is the word of God. Those by the wayside are they that hear, then cometh the devil and taketh away the word out of their hearts, lest they should believe and be saved. All right. So you got those that are on the wayside. All right. Those seeds that didn't get planted in soil, man. They didn't get rooted in. All right. So, they hear the word, but then the devil comes away, and takes the word out their heart, man. So these are those people, man, who basically just don't get the truth at all, man. They hear it, but Satan just comes and basically just takes all logic and facts from out of their hearts, man, and really just keeps them deceived in whatever philosophy or ideology that they want to believe. Okay, so this would be your atheists, your diehard Christians, or your Muslims, or your jik that just are super spiritual, that want to believe in Kemet and everything but what their nationality is. All right, those are those seeds right here that are by the wayside. They didn't even stand a chance. Okay, they didn't touch no soil. They didn't touch nothing, man. They have no. This basically, man, it's like throwing a seed on concrete. It's just gonna get blown away in the wind. All right. Verse 13, it says, "They on the rock are they which, when they hear, receive the word with joy, and these have no root for a while believe, and in the time of temptation fall away. Yeah, and those ones that are rock are really the most common ones you see in this truth where people fall out. Okay, this is basically just those who were in the truth, accepted the truth, and shows forth some works towards being in the truth. Okay, like you have, this can go multiple ways. This can go with brothers that have been in the camps that was teaching and prophesying for however long it was, whether it was a couple months to a couple years. All right, those are those that they received the word with joy. Of course, obviously they received the word with some kind of joy, as if they accepted being Israelites, they embraced being Israelites. They started to try to keep the law, statutes, commandments, went out in the highways and the hedges. But, as it says in the book of Sirach, woe unto them that have lost patience or who are faint-hearted, okay? Because I believe that was the 10th chapter. I don't know if I said the second Salaki, but Sirach, the 10th chapter. Those that basically, they lost patience, they lost faith, and they lost hope. They didn't really, it's like they couldn't see the Lord coming, but the elect really can see the Lord coming, so we hold fast, all right? Those are those guys that fall out, man. And those also are those guys where who receive the truth and become and claim to be so-called Israelites. And they might be social media prophets or social media Israelites, and then they don't last very long. They fall out, go right back into the world because they can't handle the pressure. They might have somebody that comes up and bucks against the truth. They're not well seasoned and studied to be able to defend the gospel, and then they get completely destroyed because they don't know how to defend the gospel, and it causes them to lose hope and faith, and they fall out, man, because they can't defend the gospel. Or in a time of temptation coming forth in these days, because you're going to have guys who are going to be doing this work, and then when Jacob's trouble comes, in that time of temptation, the hour of temptation, when that chip is brought forth, man, that mark of the beast is presented, and it seems like there's no other options. Your back is against the wall. Odds are against you, and you fold because you have no faith. You really don't have faith in the Lord, so you fold and you take that chip. All right, your woman and your children crying into you, asking you to just take the chip so they can eat and have shelter and comfort because you've been on the run, and you fold, man, like a launcher. Or you decide, you get put to gunpoint, Esau tell you to denounce your faith, and you denounce the Lord, to save your own life, which really is you losing your life. Because as Yahawashi said, them that seek to save their life shall lose it, and them that shall lose their lives for my name's sake shall find it, man. Shall be willing to die for the Lord. The elect is going to be in the spirit of dying for the Lord, okay? Whereas the 2/3 are going to be in the spirit of trying to prolong their life and save their life and doing whatever it takes, to say fight or flight, all right? But the elect is going to be in that fight or flight spirit, but on the right-hand side. So we're going to do anything in our power to get away, but it's going to be all guided through the spirit of power, Yahawashi. And we're going to lean on Yahawashi and trust in him for all things and for guidance, and pray for guidance, for strength, and for endurance. And if we be of the elect, he will hear us, and he will deliver us, and we will not fold. We'll gladly lay down our lives for the Lord, or for a brother, or for a sister in this thing, okay? And for doing that, we become a martyr, whereas we become guaranteed spot in the kingdom, all right? Now, go down to verse 14. It says, and that which fell among thorns are they which, when they have heard, go forth and are choked with cares and riches and pleasures of this life, and bring no fruit to perfection. All right? And those that fell upon the thorns, right, where it says they heard and go forth and are choked with cares and riches and pleasures of this life. All right? Now you can look at it like this. These are those who who can't put aside that old man, okay? They hear the truth, they get it, but then when they hear all the things that must be forsaken when coming into this truth, they can't do it, man. Because they're too worried about how they gotta work, and they gotta work for the devil. They're not willing to put a conscious forth effort to leaving a job that is completely going off in the truth, whether it's let's say you're a police officer, right? Or you're in the military. You know, of course you can't have your beard in the military, but doing the military, Esau gonna have you doing all type of shit. You know, what if it comes to the point where you're in the military and so called in the truth, and Esau is telling you, oh, you got martial laws imminent, you got to go round up all the blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, and you, for the cares of this world, and you want to keep your riches, you want to keep your pleasures and your liberties. So you go ahead and follow through with Esau's orders to exterminate your own people, man, to oppress your own people. Same thing with a police officer, man. Or if you're just a rich man, because the scriptures say that it is very difficult for a rich man to enter in the kingdom of heaven, man. Because here it is, the Lord came and said, yo, sell all you got, sell all you have, give the money to the brotherhood, go out and do my work, feed my sheep, and I'll take care of you. I'll give you your daily fruit, okay? Your daily bread and means of getting by. But that excessive abundance of riches are going to be no more. I guarantee you these guys are not going to do it. All right? These celebrities that call themselves Israelites are the ones that fall on thorns, man. It says, verse 15, but that on the good ground are they which in an honest and good heart, having heard the word, keep it and bring forth fruit with patience. And what are those? Those are those brothers that's out on the highways and the hedges, putting forth a conscious good effort, feeding the Lord's sheep, trying to bring good fruit, okay? And you have to understand that because you have these different type of seeds or these different type of people, you can't expect your loved ones or those that you really deeply care for, that you want to see salvation, because you random people, we don't know them, so we don't. It's like you're not going to have that same sense of urgency in trying to wake up and try to get them to become good fruit, because you don't know them. You give them the word. People you see one time. You give them the word and you hope that they wake up and that they're the elect, because they're your people. But then you have those that you've known your whole life, that you're close to, that you've had, those loved ones, your mother, your brother, sister, whatever, maybe even your wife. You have to understand that all goings of the Lord, and the Lord is the one who chooses the spirit, not us, okay? So we are fishers of men, yes, but at the end of the day, we can't make the elect. We can't wake souls, okay? I repeat, we cannot wake souls, all right? We cannot save souls. That is only the job of the Lord. The only thing that we can do is bring out this word and let these people hear these words, and it's up to Yahweh to determine if they are of either the seed of the elect or seed of the 2/3. All right, and I'm gonna jump to that. John the 15th chapter, and I'll start at verse 4, and I'll skip down a little bit. It says, Yahawashi says, abide in me, and I in you, as the branch cannot bear fruit of itself except abide in the vine. No more can ye except ye abide in me. Exactly. So a fruit can't, a branch can't bear fruit of itself, right? It has to be connected to that vine to bear that fruit. Okay, and that vine is Yahawashi, man. We're just branches out here, man. We can't just create fruit. Or, okay, I'm going to give you the word, now you the elect. I'm going to give you the word, now you the elect. Hey, bro, listen, I'm trying to wake you up. I'm going to save your soul. Come here. You're, blah, blah, blah. All right, now you're the elect. I'm bringing forth good fruit. No. They have to be of that vine of Yahawashi, okay? It says, I am the vine, ye are the branches. He that abideth in me, and I in him, the same bringeth forth much fruit. For without me, ye can do nothing. Exactly. So without Yahawashi, we can do nothing. All right. So we go out and we do this work. We teach these people, man. And if they receive it, Call Lo Yahawashi Yahawashi. If they receive it on first hand, that's beautiful. Okay, but if they don't receive it right then and there, you can't just automatically point them and count them out. Okay, unless they blaspheming the Lord and cursing the Lord out, saying "F your God," I don't believe that shit. That's bullshit. All that shit nonsense. Da da da. You know, as long as you ain't getting reactions like that, you can't count them out. All right. You give them the truth. You give it to them once or twice or three times. If it's somebody you see on the regular, you might even give it to them 10 plus times, right? But this is a really big for you younger brothers just coming into the truth, all right? Because we've all been there, we've all done that. When your spirit is on fire, when you first wake up to the truth, and you want to tell everybody they're Israelites. Listen, be very patient, be very cool, calm, collected when giving this word. If someone does not adhere to this word, you can't get roused up in your spirit. You feed them a little bit you give them the milk, and then you fall back. You give them the milk, you fall back. You give them the milk and fall back, okay? You plant the seed, and you constantly water the seed. Now, whether that seed gets caught up, like we just said, whether that seed gets on the wayside or gets caught up in the thorns or on the rocks, or if it gets planted in good soil, we don't know, okay? We literally, when we plant the seed, it's literally us dropping the seed down blindfolded, okay? And we're just watering it and watering it and watering it. And then it's up to Yahawashi, under the spirit of his father Yahweh, to water and bring forth fruit, okay? To actually allow that seed to grow into fruit, okay? And I'm going to go down to verse 16. It says, "Ye have not chosen me, but I have chosen you and ordained you that you should go forth. Ye should go and bring forth fruit, that your fruit should remain, and that whatsoever ye shall ask of the Father in my name, he may give it to you." Exactly. So we have not chosen Yahawashi. Yahawashi chose us, okay? So remember that. You were chosen to wake up to this truth for whatever reason, okay? You were chosen. Well, you got to remember, many are called, but few are chosen. So, like I said, you have some brothers that's in this truth now, but not going to be in a time of trouble, Jacob's trouble. Some brothers in the truth now who might not be in the truth a couple months from now. Shit, maybe even a couple of days from now, all right? So, no one is exempt from judgment, all right? And when I say that, only the elect is exempt from judgment because the Most High ordained it. But since we don't know who the elect is, you can't. No one is exempt. Okay, you brothers understand what I'm trying to say. All right, we don't know who the elect is, so you can't assume a brother is sealed and set and done. Okay, we've seen many accounts where good brothers have fallen out. Okay, strong brothers, very knowledgeable, wise brothers. Okay. I'm going to go to Romans 8:29. It says, "For whom he did foreknow, he also did predestinate to be conformed to the image of his son, that he might be a firstborn among many brethren." All right. So, the elect were predestinated from the very beginning, man. The Most High had this whole story written out. He had all the characters. He had the plot. He had the climax. He had the protagonist, the antagonist, the characters that survive, the characters that don't survive. Okay, all the way from the get-go. So being extras or cast in a movie, we don't know what's going to happen because we're in the movie. Okay, only the writer knows what's going on, man, and those in his inner circle. So we're just extras in the movie. We don't know who the elect are. We don't know who is not the elect. Okay. We don't know all of who is Israel and who is not, because you have some Israelites that are looking in different nations, speaking in different tongues, man. You walk right past a Jake and not know. You could walk right past a chocolate Edomite and not even know. Okay, until you test the spirit, and the spirit of the Most High come upon you to give you that discernment. All right, but the point is that the elect was predestined, so you can't create an elect. So if you're giving this word to someone and they're not receiving it, then it's just, hey, maybe it's not for them now and it's for them later, or whatever. Or even if you do get a truth and somebody wakes up, that's your pa, but you got to hope and pray that they endure and really be sincere, okay? I'm going to end off with Matthew 10:11 and a little bit down. It says, Yahawashi says, and I'm going to start at 10. It says, hold on, so like it. You already know what this is basically talking about. Go ye into the cities and bring forth the lost sheep of the house of Israel, right? But go rather unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel. It says, and as ye go preach and saying the kingdom of heaven is at hand, right? And jumping down to 10, it says, nor script for your journey, neither two coats, nor two shoes, nor yet staves, for the workman is worthy of his meat. And this is the point going down. It says, and into whatsoever city or town ye shall enter, inquire who in it is worthy, and there abide till you go thence. Now, let this be a lesson. When you're in places where it's not the most expedient to just bring out the truth, you got to start inquiring and discerning what spirits and what people are worthy for you to give this truth to. That's for people in the workplace. Even some family members, man, trying to wake up your mom, your dad. You have to first sense to see if they're worthy, all right? It says, and when ye come into an house, salute it, right? And if the house be worthy, let your peace come upon it. But if the house be not worthy, let your peace return to you. Exactly. So when you go and you start giving somebody the word, just off the first initial couple responses and first few minutes into the dialogue, you can tell if this person is worthy enough to really hear the truth or if not. All right. So you don't have to prolong. There's some people that I've said the truth to and I've gotten really negative responses and I've never brought up the truth ever again. Then you have some people that I've given the truth to and they gave me a little backlash, a little backbiting, but then I'll give it a little break, come back here another day, come back here another day, But for them, it's usually like that, all right? You have to see if the spirit is worthy, because some people you feel like, given the right circumstances and the right time, maybe the Most High could wake these people up, all right? But then you got some people in the spirit like, yo, this person is done, and it's not worthy and even worth my time to keep trying to push his word because I'm going to keep getting disrespected, or my Lord's going to keep getting disrespected when I teach this word, all right? So you got to test and examine to see if the person be worthy, okay? It says, and whosoever, verse 14, and whosoever shall not receive you, nor hear your words, when ye depart out of that city or house, shake off the dust of your feet. Verily I say unto you, it shall be more tolerable for the land of Sodom and Gomorrah in a day of judgment than for that city. All right. So when you give somebody this word, and if they receive it not, nor hear you or anything, hey, man, shake the dust off your feet. Shake, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, you wiping the blood off your hands. So now you've given that person warning. You've given that person the chance to hear, and they refuse to. The blood is off your hands. You're wiped clean of them, and you can go about your day looking for the next elect. All right. Lord willing, this video was edifying to you brothers and sisters out there. Till next time, shalom.